Welcome everyone to the second stage also for the sixth stage, the second stage of today from Trofeo dello Scalatore. I have with me here, as in last stage, Francesco. Say hi.
Hi guys.
So yeah, and we are in the great finale. We were talking about possibilities, and Dennis versus Davi, Italian versus Italian, will be the dish we are going to eat tonight. So, what are you expecting?
Well, I expect a fast start because I think everyone will try to put a rider. Both Dennis and Davi will try to win the intermediate sprints because there are 10 points. And so 10 points can be a good start because they can change actually the way to play on climbs, in my opinion.
I think the position of the intermediate sprints is very, very interesting just at the start of the stage, just at the start of the climbs, and we will see what happens here. But both need to be at least on the fight for the intermediate sprint, and if they want to have an option of recovering this classification. We were also telling that right now it's the difference between the two riders is 27 points, as the big dog provisionally still leads the mountain classification. So it's 20.
So virtually, yes, 27 points.
27 points. This is the number you need to have in your mind when you watch this stage. 27. Let's see what happens here, and this difference can also change thanks to the big dog being on the fight for the mountain classification. So remember that, and we will see what happens here.
Well, we have also to say that Dennis is hearing what we are saying, and the big dog doesn't. So Dennis, I think he will go for mountain classification, trying to defeat the big dog and defeat also Davi doing this.
Yeah, certainly it tries, and the big dog is also hearing us. I'm absolutely sure of it. And we are going to see something very interesting. I'm sure they both will try, because the big dog has nothing to lose and there's a lot to win. Because if he actually wins the mountain classification, he basically assures that he's going to finish third on general classification. What would be an incredible achievement for the big dog, considering that he was clearly the underdog on this.
Yes.
On this.
I have to say I'm surprised by his performances because I wouldn't expect him in the final, and I wouldn't expect him on the podium. And that will be a great achievement for him.
Yes, sure. But for sure also Ghosty and Hush don't want to let him there. So Hush pushes now. And Ghosty also puts the tier on the breakaway, but Hush attacks with 4 riders. This is very interesting.
Hush is trying to take his riders the further he can. And also maybe winning the intermediate sprint, because also for Ash there is still a possibility to get on the podium.
But look at the smart move by Dennis.
Dennis who took his sprinter.
He took his sprinter.
That's a smart move. And also Ghosty did that.
Yes, Ghosty also did that, but Davi failed to do that, and probably that will pay itself, because this intermediate sprint is going to be fought in this breakaway. I'm almost sure it's 13 kilometers 1 minute. So we are going to see the barrel there, and Dennis has the Groenewegen. So now only
Dennis has the upper end now. I think Davi is going to have to hope that Merlier from Ghosty wins the intermediate sprint, both the sprint or just one, to limit his losses.
Davi is clearly not on the upper hand here. He needs the help of almost everyone. He needs the help of Ghosty in these intermediate sprints. He needs the help of the big dog in the climbs. So Davi really needs a big combination of results to get in there. But we are going to see it. Dennis really puts 3 guys on the breakaway just to try to launch Groenewegen the best way he can.
Well, yeah, he took 4 climbers, and he took also Van Aert, is a cable man and a flat man, and Groenewegen, who is a sprinter.
Attacked by the big dog in the peloton. He tries to go and he stops because Ghosty automatically reacts. So he stops and...
Well, he still got an advantage, but I don't think it's for his wheel.
So,
in fact, he got retaken from the peloton.
3 kilometers. We see Van Aert launching Groenewegen. We see Kwiatkowski with Ben Swift. We see the big dog also launching the sprint, and there goes the big dog.
Big dog is going very far from the screen, from the intermediate sprint.
1 kilometer.
I think Van Aert launched perfectly Groenewegen, but Merlier is coming, and it's Merlier who wins the first sprint.
No, it's Groenewegen. It's
disappointment for Dennis.
It's Groenewegen. 5 points for Dennis. It's Groenewegen who takes the sprint.
Oh.
Look at the classification. It's Groenewegen.
Yeah. I saw. I was watching the sprint. I had the impression that Merlier won, but I trusted the classification.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not sure of that because I honestly saw Merlier for first, but obviously the export will tell.
Yeah,
so
the export
I won't say nothing.
Yeah, the export will tell us, but make it 32 points. It could be 32 right now. So look at it. It could really be 32-point difference, and this is a brilliant move by Dennis. Let's see if he can do the same in the next intermediate sprint. But this is brilliant.
He will build a 37 points lead that will be a very good advantage.
32 is way better because now it only depends on Dennis to even finishing second can give him the win if regardless of what Davi does. So Dennis has made a brilliant move right there, and it could really help him out. Let's see if he can do the same in the second intermediate sprint. Van Aert now stops.
Yes, because on behind, Davi goes on the attack.
Davi knows he needs to do something different, and there goes the 4-man train of Davi.
He's going very risky attack, and also Dennis is joining him.
Yes,
he's trying at least because Kruijswijk isn't as strong as Moscon on flat, so it's difficult for him to keep.
That's the reason why Van Aert is waiting. Van Aert needs to close that gap on. And Moscon is going really, really strong, but Van Aert just retook the contact and is going to push really hard to make out this difference. And there he goes. The big dog now drops with Hush and Ghosty, while Dennis and Davi are...
Well, Dennis and Davi are still going. I think, okay, they just stopped.
Yes, they knew it. They know they need to play against each other. The others are not that relevant. They need to beat each other. Let's see if they can. While the big dog is going with his 3-man train, trying to recatch the front, but he lost a lot of time. He's 2 minutes behind.
So... In the meantime, MEA in the game chat is basically sucking his dick because he is the stage maker who created the stage. So
we have
a bad moment for cycling.
We have a very just spam on the chat. Press TM, please, because it's
press TM moment.
Press TM moment. So it's a press TM moment by EMEA, and we are going to...
There is a funny thing about press, because in Italian chat the word press and press with 2 S is banned.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point we started to call him press every time, and so he decided to ban.
Ay, Alessio. It's like bravo, this word, man. Okay, we
In the
go for
meantime,
the sprint.
we had the two attacks, interesting attacks, because Verbeek, Ghosty, and the big dog went on the attack,
Yes, and on
and
the front,
also Ash.
look at
They're leaving behind Davi and Dennis, and that's a risk because if they stay
look,
behind while everyone goes. I think that could be interesting because we could actually see
yeah, but
a
look just real
completely.
fast at the intermediate sprint where Davi is going to take the intermediate sprint. Davi takes the
I
intermediate.
was watching. Oh,
He take
oh, that's a great move from Davi, which literally equal things,
exactly
right?
puts the difference back on 27. While we have this was a brilliant move. You didn't stow it, but it was an attack by Davi at 4 kilometers, while Dennis waited, thinking that Hush was going to cut the difference, and Hush did nothing. So Dennis just lost there the sprint, and Davi recovers the difference. That's brilliant.
Well, I was watching behind because the situation is going to be really interesting because we have Ghosty and the big dog on the attack. Ash is chasing them, and they've gained like 2 minutes on Davi and Dennis. And
Yes.
we just started Passo Gavia.
Yes, and I'm going to say something that is actually very true. That is, for Dennis, it's irrelevant. For him, it's better to finish fifth if Davi finishes sixth. So
Yes.
Davi is the one that needs to cut the difference, and the difference between Vervaeke, the leader of Ghosty, and the two leaders of Davi and Dennis is already 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
And that's a great particular situation. I think that's going to be really difficult for Davi now to chase everyone back. Also because that means Dennis can stay on his on behind Davi, and so that's going to be difficult for him.
Yes, and Hush also pushes now, so now Davi really needs to work, and Dennis is super smart as he usually is playing PCM, and knows that he can let Davi do all the work for him, because if Davi
Dennis is literally doing the same thing he did when he eliminated me during the first round.
There's an attack in the group at the front.
so it's
So
brilliant.
he studied against me.
Is it too late for Davi to react? Is it too late? Let's see what happens.
Well, I don't know. Ash is on his own, so he risks to lose a lot of energy now. And we are still on the first climb. There is a long way to go.
Yes, Hush now drops Prades, so Soler is completely alone. He is in the middle of the big dog team, while Davi is cutting down the difference. And this is important, Moscon drops. So now Davi has only 3 riders with him, and of course the 2 on the front that are going to drop probably to help. Swift is already dropped, and what maintains Kwiatkowski only on the front. And this is very interesting because Dennis has 2 riders in the front, and the big dog has none. So Dennis can easily take mountain classification now.
I think the situation is going very good for Dennis.
Dennis
actually, I think if nothing unexpected thing happens, I think he can be considered the real favorite for winning the tournament.
I don't know if Davi believes in the church, but he needs a miracle to win this stage and to win this general classification.
By the way, they just took Soler and Carboni, so the situation now is a bit better for Davi.
It's certainly a bit better, but Vervaeke is going alone, and he has still 2 minute advantage, and he's probably going to go on the front. And Groenewegen just end up his walk. Brilliant, got the 5 points, was half of the goal was done. And now it's Bennett. Bennett goes to the front, and he follows Kwiatkowski. They are 1 versus 1, and Davi really needs to take mountain points, but he knows he's probably not going to be able to beat Dennis there. And there goes attack.
But
Attack like
Kwiatkowski
There's a
goes on the
breakaway in the
attack.
leading group.
And it's Ash now who is trying to push.
And Dennis is going to sit on the wheel of Hush and just follow his lead.
And
As he
now
knows,
Ash stopped.
Hush stop.
He just stopped.
Hush knows he doesn't want to follow this attack so harsh. And the big dog now has the worst situation probably, as he has all of the riders on the back. And
The riders are
Groenewegen
going through a very
and
tough portion with
Janssen
percentages
just
above
joined the group
10%.
on the back, but they are clearly without energy to help. Okay, Groenewegen still goes for it a bit. Let's see what happens. While Davis is going also strong with Carapaz now. Let's see what happens on the back. While in the front, with 4 kilometers to go, it's Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski time.
Groenewegen is gone now from behind. In the meantime, Verbeeke is still has just Vakots left, and the tier is ahead, while Bennett and Kwiatkowski are on their own basically, and we are at 3 kilometers from Passo
Whoa,
Gavia.
there's an attack from inside
Yes,
the breakaway
and
group.
it's Dennis versus Davi on the front. It's Bennett versus Kwiatkowski. Who is going to take the mountain points? Regardless of that, I think the big dog will take no points. What actually means Dennis will lead the mountain classification. There goes
Yes.
Kwiatkowski for the mountain points.
He's
He's going to
trying to
take
give
the
his pals the
20
slip.
points.
Watch out,
What
the
means
team leader is
Dennis is
falling
probably
behind.
going to take only 14 here.
No,
Let-
15 because we don't have the XML file with the
Okay.
correct points. So it's 20 for Davi and 15 for Bennett.
15 points. What actually means that we have Dennis only 2 points behind the big dog in the
Yeah,
mountain
but the
classification.
big dog is attacking with his whole team now
So it's
again.
noses downhill, which will allow the
Let's
riders to catch their breath.
see what happened here.
I think, yeah, he timed his attack very well. In fact, now there is a lot of descent from Passo Gavia and then some falls flat.
Okay, I think the big dog actually took some points because he did the 9th, 10th, and 11th in Passo Gabia.
No, in our category climb just the first 8 riders with the right XML takes point.
Yes. I'm just asking because I don't know. So yeah, so it means that Dennis is only 2 points behind. He needs to sum 2 points more than the big dog to win the mountain classification and for sure to get some very interesting results. As the big dog has 4 riders on the attack and Hush also 4 riders because Valverde and Soler got together with the group and they have a 1 minute and a half advantage over Davi and Dennis.
It's going to be interesting because basically no one apart from the big dog has no, they have no. Okay, I was saying
We're halfway to the finish line.
I'm
The team leader should
a
be
stupid
coming more
thing
and
because
more to
I
the
was
fore.
saying no one had the 4 riders, but both the
The
big
front
dog
group is
and Ash
disorganized,
have 4
and some
riders.
riders are exploiting this
And
opportunity
actually,
to
I
attack.
think this attack can give us the stage winner if they find some sort of collaboration. If they not, the advantage on Davi and Dennis will go down and the situation will be recomposed.
Yes,
I think.
sure, but Davi really needs to close that gap. While Dennis, for him, everything is fine. He can just maintain himself there. He doesn't need to cut the difference. Davi is the
Bennett is continuing to attack
Carrying
Kwiatkowski.
the pace.
He knows he can break Kwiatkowski. If both of the riders are out, that's perfect for Dennis. So Dennis needs to break Kwiatkowski and he attacks once and once again. He stops, he attacks, he stops, he attacks. It's very interesting. We are seeing amazing stage right here, and the decision is being made by Danny's intelligence of playing. It's not difference how who is the fastest, who has the best strategy. No, Danny's only playing with intelligence, is getting some point difference,
Yeah.
and is getting the probably the win of this general classification.
Well, I mean, we're watching the match between two of the smartest PCM player ever to me, because they're both very smart.
So
Now, clearly, Dennis has a great advantage, because whoever starts on as a leader of the GC in the last stage and as just one rider, one player to control, as clearly simply homework, because he just need to control one player, and so Dennis just need to control Davi at the moment.
that's certainly what he is doing. Is going for it. Really smart tactic by Dennis. Let's see if Davi can do the opposite and just bring together the
This
groups
climb is
and win the
feared by
stage.
many
That is
riders.
not.
The
They're going
percentages are
together.
very high.
They actually went together.
I have to say that Dennis has never won the Trofeo dello Scalatore. What is actually something
Yeah.
missing on his very good palmarès, on his
He
history.
always said the Trofeo dello Scalatore isn't his favorite race, but this year he really played it well.
Yes, he certainly did. His best result was a bronze medal in 2018. So now, 3 years after this bronze medal, he's going hard for it. He lost to Davi on that occasion, and this time he wants the revenge. Davi won 3 of the last 4 editions of this tournament, and only Daniel, that is not here, won the other. So we are going to see what happens here. But I have a very good feeling about Dennis today. I think he is playing the smartest, and he probably will be able to get some result as the group pull together. Now they are the big dog is with Ghosty, with Dennis on the back. Only Hush maintains himself on the front. So we start the going up
Monte Padrio.
Patio. So it's only 10 kilometers, but it's really hard. 10 kilometers. Only the last two are more or less flat. Before that, we have very hard climbs. We are around 12% right now.
Yeah.
And Davi goes
The
for
maximum slope it's 18.8%, so it's a very strong climb. And Davi has gone. And Dennis clearly is taking his duties and is chasing him.
The riders are in a
Yeah,
portion above
Dennis
10%.
knows, just needs to copy what Davi does. And be careful, Davi really needs to go now, because Bennett is on the front, and if Bennett takes more, Bennett could possibly take the mountain classification, because the big dog is probably not going to so many points as he is last right now on the
Well,
stage.
Davi has to be careful also, because Dennis are still Kreuzwick working, and while Davi has just 3 riders, and
Yes.
now Dennis now Dennis lose Kreuzwick, and he stay with 3 riders.
Yes, everyone is with 3 riders right now, as also Pedrero and Senit drops. And Hush is probably going to take the mountain the mountain, the first, second, and third. But we are going to see who takes fourth. And Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski is off.
Kwiatkowski is dead.
This was what Bennett wanted to do. This is what Dennis wanted to do all stage long, attacking Kwiatkowski. Bennett has certainly not a lot of strength, but he destroyed Davi. He destroyed Kwiatkowski. Let's see what now Davi can do. He's trying to close the
And
gap.
Davi is still trying to go really strong, and Bennett just died.
Bennett
So
is also
it's
off.
2 against 2. 2
Yes.
versus 2.
Only the big dog has 3 riders. Now 2 also.
And he just loses it.
Covilli is out. Covilli is out. Valverde is also out. Hush is going to take first and second there. 1 kilometer and a half to go. Let's see what happens. And there goes Ghosty. Ghosty pushes into the front of the group and tries to break something. But Hush has still a good advantage. Very good advantage. Now we are going to
I
enter
think
the tunnel.
Hush is going to be first on the Monte Patrio. And behind, let's see, the big dog who is going for com points,
He's going to
and he
take them on
takes
by
them.
himself.
He takes third.
Even if I
and
think
fourth.
this, it takes third and fourth, yeah.
So he opens a more than
Falling behind. A
15
team leader
points
is falling
advantage
behind.
again, as Davi only took 7th. So we, no, sorry, he took 7th? Yeah, 7th. So
Took 7.
So 7 doesn't count points, right? In first category. I don't know.
No.
So
No.
yeah, the
He
big
broke
dog
from the pack
opens
like
a bit
greyhound.
more the advantage. So I'm not certain of how
The
many
big
points.
dog is going with Dash, and
Over the top and
that's
heading
going
down
to
the
be a
other
good
side at
attack.
a fair
I think
rate.
if
He'll be able to
they
get some strength.
join a sort of collaboration.
Yes, certainly. As Davi is now needed to close the gap again, because Dennis is not going to do it for him. Ghost is probably also not going to do it for him. So probably, yeah, the points. Emia is going to send me the points. Thank you. Yeah, is okay. So the big dog took 10 points. What actually makes the difference 12. So we have Dennis 12 points behind the big dog in the mountain classification.
Okay.
So it's still the
Well,
same.
that's going to be tight because there is just one com for the finish.
Yep.
And it's Passo del Mortirolo, next climb, which will give 20 points to the first, 15 to the second, and so on. So it's going to be actually decisive.
Yes, sure. It's going to be decisive. And we are seeing that even with the points he took, apparently, yeah, Davi has no chance of getting to Dennis or the big dog in the mountain classification. So he's going to settle down for third. He's going to finish third. We are absolutely sure of that. I'm summing everything, yeah. Davi is third on mountain classification, and Dennis and the big dog will fight for first position, depending on the results on the Mortirolo and the
Yes.
Montecolmo. As Montecolmo double punctuation in mountain? I don't know.
No, the last climb, the finish, the climb of the finish doesn't count for the actual com classification.
Oh,
So
fine.
just Mortirolo.
So Mortirolo is going to define it. Can Dennis take the 12-point disadvantage he has, or will he just let the big dog take the mountain classification and settle down for the 27-point disadvantage?
We will discover while we started Passo del Mortirolo, 15.1 kilometers at 8.7%. It's going to be an hard climb.
Yes, a hard climb, a climb that's so many interesting stages on Giro d'Italia, and now he's Hush on the front. He's pushing the big dog. He's pushing the big dog. Big dog wants to follow him. He can for now. As Davi assumes the leadership of the group, Davi is going hard with Carapaz. He knows he needs to cut the difference. He needs to win the stage. Let's see what happens here.
I think he's waiting the right point to attack and leaving the rest behind because he needs to drop Dennis actually.
This climb
I think
features some
also
dreadful
because if
percentages.
he actually drop Dennis and he rejoin to the two players in the front and they get the first 3 places of the stage, actually Davi winning could also win Scalatore GC. It will be a smart move, I think.
Certainly you are right, and we remember 27 points is the current disadvantage. 27 that really look like 27 because I doubt Dennis will take the mountain classification. I think the big dog is going to
Yeah, I
take it.
doubt too.
So it's 27. I remember the points that stage win gives: 100, then 70 to second, 50 to third, 35 to fourth, and 25 to fifth. So if
Yes.
so Davi absolutely sure, even if Dennis finishes last, Davi needs to take second. Davi needs to take
Yes.
second.
And Davi now is trying, so he's trying something. He just pushed the bit, but Dennis reacted soon, so nothing to see, basically.
Dennis needs to be very aware, You know, Davi is an old dog with a lot of tricks that he can try to use, but Dennis just needs to follow, needs to be quick reacting. Ghosty is also there. We don't forget about Ghosty, that is all stage long just waiting on Davi's will, because he knows Davi needs to do all the work. And Davi goes for it, and there goes. Bernal passes to the front and Carapaz to the wheel. They change positions so Davi can push harder. Dumoulin also with Roglic and the Ghosty riders. 5.8 kilometers.
They got the advantage because Mass for Ash just run out of bugs.
Is Carapaz running out? Carapaz is out. Carapaz is out.
And so Davi just stays with Bernal.
Yes.
And that's a great news, a bad news, but also Dumoulin. Also, Dumoulin is out, and so now it's 1 against 1 between Dennis and Davi on Mortirolo.
Certainly is, and the Hush and the big dog in the front. We didn't want anything more than Mortirolo to decide this Trofeo dello Scalatore 2021. We have Hush and the big dog on the front. This is a 30-second advantage with Davi, Dennis, and Ghosty. Let's see who wins. Ghosty really safe.
The climb now is flattening because it's becoming easier than the slopes we already left. So maybe Soler and Carboni can still take their advantage, even if Bernal is pushing really hard now.
Bernal knows he needs to reduce the difference, and the groups are merged. The groups are together. 1.4 kilometers to go.
And
now,
that's that could be not a smart move, because if Dennis wins the com, but it's not going to happen because I think Carboni, Soler, and Bernal ahead of.
Yes.
Okay, so the big dog is the winner of com classification of Trofeo dello Scalatore.
Exactly.
We can say that.
It's certain, we can say that, and we also can say, very interesting, that the big dog was only 13 points behind Ghosty, 13 points behind Ghosty, and Ghosty finished 5th of the mountain classification. So in this moment, the big dog is on the podium of Trofeo dello Scalatore. He is on the podium.
And Ghosty is behind. Ghosty has a 26-second
advantage.
No, the contrary.
Yeah, disadvantage, sorry. Yeah.
Disadvantage from the group, even if they basically stopped, so he will come back.
Yes, and Hush has also options. Hush was only 3 points in the general classification. He was 3 points behind. If we count mountain classification, where Hush finished last, he is 50-something points behind. But both
Verbeek went inside the car. That's not good.
Attack by
Verbeek comes back and goes on the attack.
If the big dog wins the stage, he is on the podium. If Ghosty wins the stage, he is on the podium. And if Ash wins the stage, he is on the podium. So we have also a very interesting fight for third place.
For the podium.
Yes.
At the moment, I think the big dog is the favorite for the podium, I have to say.
He's first.
we'll see. Because Verbeek is now is back on the group after a certain effort. Now he's trying to go up to Monte Colmo, 11.7 kilometers on his own. I don't know if he can keep
The finish
the
line is
pace
getting close.
until
The
the
rider's
finish.
just past the 10
I don't
kilometers
know
mark
too.
Maybe I hope for him, but not certain. But the big dog is going on the attack. He's
And
pushing
also-
and he's gone away.
Soler is reacting, and Dennis is smart and
This
smart
climb
and
features some
smart and
dreadful
maintains
percentages.
himself in the wheel of Davi. He knows that if other people win, it's better for him.
Yeah,
So
it's
he
the
will
only
follow.
place he have to be now. He has to be.
Yes, 27 points disadvantage. He only needs Davi not to win, and he finishing just behind would be enough. So let's see if he can manage to do it. Of course, Davi worked more than anyone all stage long. Let's see how if it works. They are all together 7.5 kilometers.
Verbeek on the attack.
Another attack by Ghosty, and
And
once again
Ash
he's lucky.
follows him with the Carbonio from the big dog behind. And now Davi is trying to bridge the gap because Verbeek is dead.
Vervac has not a lot of energy left.
Verbeek has run out of energy, and I think Ghosty won't be on the podium of Trofeo dello Scalatore.
No, I also think he's going to finish fifth. But let's see who finished third and fourth between the big dog and Hush. And Hush goes for the attack once again. It's amazing.
And the big dog dropped.
The big dog dropped, but Vervaeke is completely dead. He's
5
going to pass
kilometers to the finish line.
by him easily. Ghosty was a good finalist, but
Ash still on the attack. He's losing a lot of energy.
yes, he tries, but the big dog is being the conservative, being the smartest one. And now it's all going to be a Dennis versus Davi, I think. And we are going to see the one who wins Trofeo dello Scalatore. We still need to confirm that intermediate sprint result.
And Davi's gone. Davi has gone.
Davi
3.3 kilometers. Dennis react.
Dennis react. Go Dennis for
And
it.
that's them, and that's them.
And
That's
they
the
are,
two of them.
they are 1 versus 1. Will be Davi taking his fourth Trofeo Scalatore or Dennis taking his first? Let's see. They all played all stage long. Davi spent a lot more, but we know he's capable of 2 kilometers to go.
And
More
Roglic is going hard now.
Roglic wants to break Davi. Can he? Can he do it?
The riders
Let's
are in a
see,
portion
1
above
kilometer
10%.
and 300 meters. Davi's trying to follow, but Dennis has the lead. Let's see. Last kilometer. Davi versus Dennis. Dennis the lead.
700
Dennis
meters to go. And Dennis has
The strong men are
gone. And Dennis is going to win stage and his first Trofeo dello Scalatore.
Amazing!
it's a superb
Congratulations to
victory for
Dennis.
Primož
He's the
Roglic.
winner of Trofeo dello Scalatore. Davi
And the big dog gets the podium with the third place in the last stage and winning the com classification. He gets the third place.
This is brilliant. The big dog got the best result of his PCM career with the third place in Trofeo dello Scalatore. Ghosty finishes fifth with Hush fourth. A very decent result by the French. And we are amazed by these stages. This was a beautiful combination of stages. And we saw
We saw a really great stage. Two great stages. I'm out of words, guys.
And Dennis is the winner of Trofeo dello Scalatore. We have here Dennis. I think I don't know if he can talk, but I would be glad if he can talk a bit with us and say a few words about his stage, if he can. Yeah, I'm available for interviews. Come on, Dennis. It's one of the most brilliant wins. Talk a bit about your strategy.
Ciao Gui!
Hello. If you want to answer in Italian, you also can. Grassi will do the translator. But what do you feel about the strategy you used in this race? Do you think you won thanks to your strategy of following Davi, or what do you think?
It's very easy after the previous stage. I'm first, Davi second, and the third have more than 100 points from me. So my only strategy is to follow Davi, and Davi is push for all other attacks. So I follow him, and this stage was very easy for me. I didn't nothing for all the stage, and I follow only Davi. So this stage is a knock stage for me.
It's brilliant. It was a brilliant performance. We both saw it, and you did the best strategy, and you eventually won. What do you always thought that Trofeo di Scalatore was one of your worst nightmares? So your worst stages. What do you think made the difference this one for getting your first win at this competition?
Yes, Trofeo dello Scalatore isn't my favorite competition because I don't have a good strategy on climb. I prefer classic or Ardennes. So I'm very happy to win this tournament. It's my first time, so I'm very happy.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you here, Dennis. Let's try to talk with some others. I hope you have
The
fun in
big
the
dog is
podium.
here.
Yeah.
Hi, hello everyone.
Ciao,
So,
Dennis.
ciao, Dennis. We have here also the big dog with his probably his best result on his PCM career. The big dog. What do you think about this final stage? About your strategy of winning mountain classification and about the tournament in general?
Good evening, in the first place, and thanks for having me. It was very intense racing, to be honest. There were a lot of changing situations during this last stage, especially, and I was focused on staying with Ghosty because he was the primo opponent for the podium. On the other hand, Hush still had that shot too, so I had to manage following these guys and attacking when possible. The KOM, which was important, was something I had as an build
And here
objective.
are the
I'm happy
race
I got the
highlights that
podium
we've
and
selected for
the
you.
win. It was really fun.
Thank you. And what do you think about the final fight between Dennis and David? Do you
It
think the
was
strategy made the difference?
it was impressive, to be honest. Dennis had the advantage that he could go in Davi's wheel. Davi was the one that had to chase after the result due to the classifications. Uh, to be honest, they both put on an amazing show. But in the end, Dennis finally got his win. It was a deserved one. So they are both great players, and they both played well.
Congratulations for the podium once
Thank
again.
you.
We have now
Congratulations.
Hush. Go for the interview, gracias, because my French is a bit.
Well, I said I understand French. I can talk it.
Yeah, but do the questions in English. He will answer in whatever language you want.
Okay, Ash, how do you feel about your Trofeo dello Scalatore?
Sorry.
Ash, how do you feel about your Trofeo dello Scalatore?
It's my first competition, and it's very hard because the high level, Dennis, Davy, Gabi, Ghosty, and I go for the win. Uh, it's not. It's just too hard.
Hmm. And what?
Okay.
Yes, sure. Go for it. Gracias.
No, go.
Okay,
It's up to you.
it's fine. Hush, I can't repeat any question, and I can try to
Yeah,
translate it if needed.
yeah.
So, you finished fourth, and you were almost on the podium. You needed to beat the big dog, but actually, the big dog took the podium out of you. What do you think you missed to get into the podium? What do you think was not right in your strategy to get the podium position?
Maybe the second stage, I win the is better. Just for the last game, I go in for com and for win. Just Davi controls the me and Big Dog.
Okay, thank you, Hush. Congratulations for your fourth place. It was still worth it to see, and you did a brilliant performance. So thank you. And as we conclude,
Thank you, Ash.
Thank you.
I think we have these all the interviews done because I don't think Davi or Ghosty will join us, unfortunately. But we also have
So we can we can close our comment.
Yeah, so we can close it. Thank you, everyone, for being here during these 6 stages. Thank you.
No, wait. MA said close un cazzo. So just wait. Wait.
We are
We
going
have to tell the final classification. That's true.
We have to entertain a bit, so we are going to sing. No, I'm joking. We have here Joe. Hello,
I
Joe.
can play guitar.
Hello, stream. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Joe. Since you're here, did you actually see the final, or did you have the chance to see the final?
I saw the first stage and briefly was listening to the second stage. I wasn't fully paying attention because I was doing some schoolwork, but yeah, it seemed a very divided battle in that second stage. Obviously, we had the battle for the win and the battle for the podium. I think that made it more entertaining because I think more space was allowed for attacks. Obviously, we saw Ghosty, obviously you, Sean, and Hush.
Guys, we have the final classification.
Oh, have we got it?
We have the final classification, actually.
Nice.
And so we can announce Dennis as the official winner of 2021 Trofeo dello Scalatore with the 470 points. Davi second with 413 points. The Big Dog officially third with 311 points. Ghosty fourth with 2060 points. Ash fifth, 2056 points. So just 4 points between Ghosty and Ash. And Gabby last, as he didn't play the last day, with 28 points.
It was unfortunate.
That's the final.
Yeah, it was unfortunate to not having Gabi here because he could have done a great spectacle and he probably would have finished on the podium. But it's life situations.
Thank you.
We go through. It's mathematically it's probable. It doesn't mean it's certain, but it's probable because
I know. Gabi is an awesome player.
But it's not at all removing merit from your podium position. That is certainly deserved. We will hear now on the podium the Italian national anthem in honor of the winner, Dennis, and then we will close our transmission. Go for it.
Congratulations.
Okay, and with this beautiful interpretation of the Italian anthem, we finish our transmission. I thank you all for being there during these 6 stages. I thank all my fellow commentators, Juan, Joe, and Graci in the different stages. I think it was
Thanks to you.
it was a very interesting experience for all of us to hear your opinions, and to have this fun during these 3 afternoons. And we are going to be back, I'm sure, for Champions League, for World Championship, and for other events. Follow PCM Italia on both Twitter and Twitch. And with this competition over, I have to thank also the organizers in the name of Graci, Emea, Dennis. Thank you all for organizing this brilliant tournament. And we go on, and thank you all. And till the next time we see each other. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.